Let's go on a little wildflower herb exploration, shall we? Hey, hi, I'm Angel. Thanks for stopping by. I'm up in the Colorado mountains. It's so gorgeous, and I am on my way to go scope out a treehouse site that I'm getting ready to start planning to build. But on my way up here, I saw so many little herbs and wildflowers that I thought I would just take a sec and point some of them out to you. So over here we have Oregon Grapefruit. It's in bloom here for the spring. It's all over this mountainside, and it grows. Sometimes you might see it in big, giant, tall shrubs, and then this is kind of the scrubby version. There's probably several varieties. In any case, I recognize it by its cool little gold flowers and its sharp-edged little bayberry-esque leaves. And Oregon grapefruit is an excellent antibiotic. The roots are high in berberine, the same chemical constituent that's in golden seal, and it's a bitter yellow chemical constituent, which is a really effective antibiotic. It can be tough on the kidneys and or liver, so be cautious with that. And Oregon grapefruit is a little bit milder than golden seal. And not far away at all, look, we've got these beautiful little wild columbines. I don't know if those are edible or not that I know of. They're just gorgeous, aren't they? And some little, I think these are bluebells, although, sorry, I'm trying to get you in the picture. They're not the same kind of bluebells that I'm used to seeing. Ooh, and what got me to stop over here is cleavers. This is a great herb that grows often under ponderosa pines and other trees like we are under right now. And cleavers, let me show you a little up close of it. It's got these tiny little white flowers, and it's got a roughness to it. It's actually the plant that inspired Velcro, I hear. I don't know if that's true. I haven't researched it, but I heard that the inventor of Velcro got the idea from looking at cleavers under a microscope. And indeed, cleavers, when you feel it, it feels like a cat's tongue. It's got a little roughness to it, and it's an excellent herb for blood purifier, alterative it's called, just kind of a general tonic. It's pretty mild. It's also nutritious, so you could make tea out of that herb. You do need to be cautious when harvesting cleavers because it tends to grow in delicate areas like this, where we're on a slope of a mountain, where if you're not careful about how you harvest, you could really damage a whole stand of it. So I encourage you to learn more about wild crafting, wild harvesting, if you're interested in collecting your own herbs so that you don't damage the environment or the supply of the wild herbs that we all have to enjoy on this earth. Here's some more little bluebells. If you know what those are good for, let me know. I don't know of anything other than looking at because they're pretty. I think that is a buttercup. I'm not sure. All these flowers. There's so many that I don't know what they are. This little guy in here, look at this. I don't know what that is. It looks like kind of a wild crocus. There were more things that I recognize in here. There's a lot of dandelions that just finished blooming. Some cactus spread in here. Here's some wild rose. See that? I'll grow some rose hips later in the year, which are high in vitamin C. And also some pretty roses. These little white flowers, I have no idea what they are. If you know what they are, would you tell me in the comments section, please? Because I would love to know. See all this right here? Is all, I was going to say it's wild rose, but it's not. This is cleavers. And I don't know what this is. It looked like wild rose. But there's no thorns on it, which is a good clue that it isn't. I'm looking to show you some mullein because there's some all over this whole mountainside, but of course, now that I'm looking for some, I don't find it. This is I believe it's a cedar tree. So what I'm up here doing is identifying trees. That's a ponderosa pine. I can tell both because of the smell and the look, and also because pine comes in 2 to 5 clusters per cluster of needle. Ponderosa pine coming in clusters of 2. So plus they're about 4 inches long. And if you smell the bark, it smells like vanilla or maple. And it has a classic kind of yellow-red kind of hue to it. That's a tree I've come to know well. It's another ponderosa. I believe this is a cedar. There's a couple other kind of similar. There's juniper, so in fact, I think this is a juniper, which is very closely related to cedar. But you see how it's got some little berries on it. That makes me think juniper, although the leaves and the bark look cedary. This down here, what I'm up here trying to tell the difference between is hemlock, spruce. Look at these little white stripes. So hemlock, I read, grows on one single plane, which these look to be more. This is a very young little shrub. And definitely this has some white. It's pretty prickly, and it's definitely got white stripe down the bottom of it, but I thought I read that some kind of fir and hemlock have white stripe on them. Some more dandelion and cleavers. Wild rose, I think. Although now I'm feeling a little doubtful about that. Ooh, here's some mullein growing. A little baby mullein plant. These are real soft. They're one of the few plants that is advisable to use for toilet paper if you need to when you're in the mountains. There's a lot of questionable plants and some that you definitely shouldn't use. But mullein is nice and soft and doesn't cause an allergic reaction in most people, as far as I know. I'm up at the top of this property line, so that means I'm a little higher than I needed to be. I don't know what these are either. I want to say nope, it's not sticky enough. If you know what that is, let me know. It's got some hairiness to it. I thought it might be snake root. But to my knowledge, those are a sticky flower. These are not. You can see there's quite a few of them up here. There's some deer poop or elk poop. I've been following an elk or deer or bear trail up here, so that's to be expected. I'm looking for my trees that I'm up here planning a tree house on, and I think it's those. It's been a while since I've been up here, so and I came at them the other side. Some more ponderosa pine, and I think I'm getting closer to the trees that I came to identify, which I think are those. Let me double check. Nope, I think it's those 4 right up there, the highest ones. And one of them is definitely a ponderosa pine. I'm trying to get an idea of the shape, from the shape of them, what they are, because I've been reading about them. One is definitely ponderosa pine, and 3 are definitely not. And I think all 3 of those others might be hemlock. It's my current guess, but it is still a relatively uneducated guess. Look at those pretty cute little flowers there. I think those are wild violets, which might be edible flower-wise. Not to an exciting extent, but still a little bit. Well, I made it to the trees. Let's see. Ooh, I think this is false Solomon's seal. Tell by that, it's not flowering yet, and I could be wrong. You can let me know in the comments. I know, some expert I am, huh? You'll find, if you get to studying plants and trees, that sometimes it's trickier than you think. There's a lot of little nuances to it. Once you know a plant, like I know my dandelions real well, then it's like unmistakable. Ooh, 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 ooh. There is some thistle growing. There are some, I don't know what this is. It's pretty neat though, amongst these wild violets. And what made me go, ooh, ooh, besides this thistle coming up, is, see, that's an old thistle stalk, is these old mullein stalks. That's a telltale sign that you are near some mullein. Those are 2nd or 3rd year. And here's some 1st years coming up among the thistles. Alright, I'm going to get to more identifying of these trees. If you got any hints or tips for me about what those trees are, I'm trying to get a good visual on them. I know it's a little tough. I'm leaning toward 1 ponderosa and 3 hemlocks. No spruce. But I am gonna do a little more research on the needles, on the bark, on the shape, make a determination. I hope you're enjoying whatever you're into. Till next time, peace, prosperity, positivity, and playfulness.